We're coming hot off the tails on the Platinum Tour of a very good week last week. Didn't finish quite the way we would have liked, but we were at one point in contention for the lead of the tournament, T1 through 3 rounds, and tied for 7th overall, so the best that we've done thus far in this game. Now we've got the Avocados from Mexico Cup here at Renasci by none other than Mayday, a brilliant designer who has been designing for these games for a long, long time. Now, we are using the front tees, which is most unexpected. Don't really see that all that often. Pins 1, medium winds out of the southeast, firm, and fast are the conditions out here today. If you have been enjoying watching these over on YouTube, please consider dropping a subscription if you're watching over on Twitch. I also appreciate you guys being here, lurking about, and enjoying these rounds. I've been having a lot of fun with them lately. I hope you guys have too. Let's get this kicked off. We've got quite the tailwind. I think we're going to have to go some sort of draw out around this tree to make sure that we can get a good ways down there. I could try and play some sort of backspin, but I do get a little bit concerned about going out the right-hand side of this fairway, so not gonna do that. Just run this down. We've got enough tailwind, so I think regardless, this should get us down to a pretty decent spot. Hey, what's going on, Bert? Thank you very much for the luck. Yeah, like, obviously, if we stretch a little more out of this, we can take, you know, just enough less club maybe to get, like, a 6-iron in here. That would be a stretch, though. It would probably be a more comfortable 5. But let's see here. We've got about 12 mile an hour wind downhill at the back. You can probably get this. Ooh. Probably get this out to about here. Now, that's going to then bounce and release firm and fast. It'll probably just roll you into that pocket and around, though. Like, I was thinking about maybe backspinning it to try and carry, but I think if you land and get the fairway bounce to the left, so long as you land it up close enough, all of that kind of funnels. So I think we're going to just play it in a way where this takes us over to that right-hand side. Runs us to the back. Okay, a little bit more to the left than I'm hoping for. This might kick too far left. Okay. So I do wonder, like, should we have just taken the 4-iron and get it on the green and roll around? Like, maybe going down for the 5 is a little bit too much. But we do give ourselves still a chance here. Up the hill. Out of the rough. It's short. We're gonna play a little left. Bounce and hold. I wanna say somewhere like here. But then it's just like, how short and how much will it run? Oh, we're gonna hang out too far. Over-adjusted it. We'll take birdie on the first. I do wish we could have taken the eagle there, but didn't necessarily give ourselves the right setup for it. Little bit on the slow side these first two, but we're gonna get away with it here. We were aimed enough left side fairway that this is going to put us pretty well centered. Get 193 in. Ooh, see, because now we're looking at landing somewhere in here. The 7-iron on that initial bounce, it might climb. 6-iron is definitely too much. I think what I'm going to end up doing is playing a little bit of backspin and a little bit of fade and try and basically get this wind riding a little bit further. Carry us just a little further up, climb into that top. It's a good strike. Pretty good line, too. Just got to climb. Ooh, it hits into the upslope and just completely checks it. So we are up there. Now it's just a matter of can we make this putt. I just think 6-iron to me just feels like the dangerous play. Breaking left to right the whole way, it seems. Okay. Just catching it on the low side. Just catching it on the low side, but we get it to drop. That's... That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Alright, if we take 5-iron, I think we land it somewhere in here. And what I'm concerned about is it is an upslope and kicking, and then it's uphill the whole way. The 5-iron... I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I think we have to... It's probably going to land closer to back here. Just with the way that wind is. I don't really want to try and squeeze much more. So we're probably looking at a putt from back this way. I just don't want to be in the Biarritz here. You go long, that's not a fun putt coming back up. Double breaker and some odd stuff there, so... Let's try with the 5. Probably be a little bit more out to the right. Good strike. I know we're playing a little bit on the safer side. It's going to make for a tough putt, but I don't really have a confident way to get aggressive with this flag. I don't know. I don't think the 4-iron's the play. But I didn't want to be down in the back. So yeah. I suppose it is what it is. We're definitely out here though. We are definitely out here. If you hit this firmly through... This could be... It can't be, though, right? That's gotta be too high of a lie. I'm gonna take just a little bit off. How's it going, Duke? In a bear costume played this Saturday night? None other than the CIA bear? I presume? If there's a different bear playing in a bear costume, then I'm gonna be confused. I don't think I love the power that we gave that. Yeah, a little bit under there. Honestly, decent line. Feel like this hole's gonna be a lot of pars, I feel like. It's uphill back there. Can play driver... Slightly I'm gonna give this just like a little bit of a de-lofted cut here. Slowed that. Oh, that was ugly. Honestly, it hitting the tree might just be saving grace. It hitting the tree brings that down earlier. I don't know what happened. Just kind of like checked out during the swing there. Okay, so we do get away with it in the sense of we're on the fairway, which is very big. Now, can you get the 4-iron up this hill? I think you can. So I think we want to land it somewhere in there. Get like an 8-mile-an-hour wind. Let's try and get this to climb. Need a nice swing this time, though. Much better. All right, we're gonna act like that tee shot didn't happen. You know, let's put a birdie on the scorecard. Act like we didn't botch our drive, because that's a pretty nice recovery. There we go. Nice. Hey, what's going on, Casey? We're just getting rolling with the flat rounds this evening. 3 under through 4. Pretty solid. I know that there were a lot of 15 unders that I saw. Seems like it's the case that this is just a very scoreable. I mean, we've got front tees and medium winds, so they're giving us scoring conditions to start. I would imagine as this tournament ramps up, it's going to get a bit tougher. So I'm going to try make the most of this. It's a good strike. I just don't really know what this fairway feels like. It's going to want to feed way left. We might be on a line with enough loft, though, that this actually doesn't get just thrown off of the fairway. 105 in. So I've given myself a wedge, and with the way that this is, we're going to have to be pretty precise with it. Because, like, you've already got an uphill lie and a little bit of wind in, so I don't want to, like, go too crazy with... I don't want to go too crazy with shaping this. I definitely need to make it on the green, though. Pretty good distance control. It should go left from here. It's got just enough Velcro. It's got just enough Velcro for the downhill putt. I'm hitting it firm. I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm gonna hit it firmly down and just don't miss the hole. Just don't want to miss the hole. Ooh, okay. Is it... That's not drivable. I'm like, is it worth it to drive the green? It's 50 feet uphill. It's 50 feet uphill. We're driving it roughly back here. They're almost driving it at the end of this. So I think this is just going to be a 3-wood. A little bit fast, but that wind is quite nice there. I think we're far enough out that it might be a flop shot still. Six yards. Honestly, this is where the distance control becomes quite challenging. I think we play it stock. I know it's a pitching wedge, and that's what's concerning me. Give it maybe just like a touch of backspin, but elevation and wind should land it short enough that I don't really want to tinker with it. I'm gonna leave it stock. It could be too long. It could be too long, but I feel like I'm okay with the consequences here. Almost had it on the regular pitching wedge, which would have been way too long. Slowed it. Now I need the release. Now I needed to release it. If it wasn't going to, needed it to. Okay, so the only reason that shot works is because we just landed it on the fringe, and that then doesn't bite as much. It actually rolls a little bit more. Slight movement behind, pretty flat here. Kind of starts to go back the other way at the end. I think this is just hit it firm again and find the center of the cup. Like some of these are like when there's not enough break and all of that, it's just go at it. Because you can actually, if you hit the center of the cup, this is the big thing. If you hit the center of the cup, you can carry like 7 foot of extra speed past the hole. But if you hit it dead center, it'll drop. It's like once you get like 8 foot of power and above extra, that you start to run into some mishits. Now, you got to hit the center of the cup. You hit off, and that's where you're gonna start rimming out quite a bit. But on those shorter ones, you can definitely play with some pace. All right, I think with the way this is going, it comes off so much to the side. I think I have to play it a little bit extra here. Like, rather be out to the right. That's just the safer putt, too. But I'm going to play it full backspin. Wind shouldn't do much. But the rest of this should land about pin high. I'm going to give it just a little bit of loft. Hit it fast. Fast just gives us extra distance with that wind and also just takes us even more left with the way that lie is. So, not great, but there's also not a ton going on in this. Now, this is one of those fake breaks at the start. It's breaking left to right. It's telling me that it's breaking right to left. So, through this first bit of the putt, it's actually pretty straight. So you just got a bunch of back and forth. I think this will end up being a left to righter overall. So like this putt, I really don't think breaks all that much. Either way, this will be a close one. Oh, it actually, look at that. Hit that a little bit firm. Oh, it's downhill behind. Okay, so that's one thing I didn't find. I hit it a little bit firm downhill behind. Somewhere in there, though, our putt went like outside the lines and started breaking a little bit differently. Okay, good to know. Should probably, on those long putts, I think I just have to do some power adjustment, which I normally do, and for whatever reason, trusted myself there, which was big mistake. Big mistake. So what do we got? 10-mile-an-hour wind. Down the hill a little bit. Put some shape on this bad boy and get her close. Under hit it. Big bounce. Stop. No. And that right there is where it backfires to hit the fringe. So we had one earlier where we hit the fringe and got away with it. This one we're trying to play shape, but we hit the fringe and go straight into a big downslope. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Sometimes you get lucky with it. Other times you are sent so far off. I'm going to just eyeball this one. I think it's a little bit more left to right. Like it goes, that moves it back. I think I gotta go just somewhere out here. Wow. Felt like that just like hit like almost a straighter line out there. So that's kind of two putts. One where the line broke actually back the other way. And then this one where it stayed straighter. Ooh. Got a little bit shanky there. All right, let's get back on track here. If we can manage an eagle, get ourselves a 7 under through 9, which would be absolutely fantastic. Now we do run into a bit of a problem here. Upper 220s is going to be where? So it's like 225 to the top of the hill with Brother Man Bill. This could potentially be short. But that would also mean that like adding 18 yards of club is too much. I don't think I want to be trying to... Don't think I want to be trying that. I'm kind of okay with this. Kind of okay with this hybrid. I do feel like if we can catch all of it, we can just make it up there. There we go. Got 101. I think the 101 is going to be enough to make sure. Hung it out a little bit more to the right. But it's a long uphill putt. Not a lot of movement. I mean, it's double breaker, but very much so in the realm of makeability here. That barely comes back. That comes back a little bit more. Okay. So I'm actually thinking that maybe just a touch. Oh, it really... What is with some of these putts? Some of these putts, I'm reading them and they're actually not breaking quite as much. They're like getting a little bit flatter. I guess it's like a weird one there where if I'm more out to the right, it breaks more back left to right at the end. But as I move it back over to the left, then it starts to flatten out, and I think that's what I got tripped up by. But 6 under going out, we're on a decent clip. Definitely in range for some decent double digits, which is really what we're after here. Okay. I thought it was going to be slower. This kick's enough. Straight and forward, we're out in the fairway. Nice and downhill here. 208. But we've got wind at the back. So the hope is that we can work this back and not need to take a ton of clubs. So probably get about 9 with the wind minus the elevation. 15, 24. I mean, we're trying to land it probably somewhere around here. Just 202, something like that. Oops. What am I looking for? That's the input. Yeah, probably closer to like 200. So if I take, let's just take 8 iron for example to start, 190, 199, 197, but then the wind carries further. Yeah, like, I think I'm okay with just taking the stock 8. It's a great strike. It's a little short. Yeah, you can just see how much that being on the fairway on the bounce, like, it jumps so far, looks like it wants to not roll a lot, and then continues just way up the hill. This is so much break. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Because I don't want to play in a way where we lose the ball low. So if we're hitting, I guess this is where the question about how we're feeling with this read comes out. I feel like it needs a little bit more. And it does. Because even overhitting that still broke a ton on me. Take birdie though. Not getting the eagles, but we're chipping birdies away here. Obviously the eagles are where like the big scores come from, so it's certainly something that we're lacking at the moment, but I don't feel like we're playing particularly poorly. Just not quite seizing opportunities and maybe making just a few too many mistakes along the way. I want to play this out to the right of the hole. And then we need to land this a few yards short because it's got to take a big bounce. Gosh darn it, Colby. Because now I played the shape. I mean, we're going to hit fairway and it'll release a tiny bit, but that's just not a good input. All right, jinxing myself saying, no, we're not playing too bad. Now I leave myself 40 feet with a bunch of break on it. All right. Trying to play this in a way where it like falls down towards the hole. Almost. It just doesn't. I pulled it a little bit to the right. I don't think it was that much to the right though. So that's like a pretty good read, just not quite there. Is there any play of going around the corner here? Downhill 30 to there, it's a little bit lower, but you're going to play 10 back in? I think it's worth it to cut it around. Because, I mean, the distance into the green is just so much less when you go this way. $120. We're not going to quite get 9 yards lost out of this, right? Medium wins. But I think you can play like with the slope there, it should come back, right? I mean, maybe the smart play would be... Oh, it's actually going to land short. Perfect. I say the smart play would probably not be to go behind the hole and to just leave yourself something like this. But man, I'm a sucker for playing a slope. What can I say? Like, if you give me a slope to play with, there's a good chance. I think we tried. I think we tried to play a slope last week. Made the putt, but left myself with an uphiller. That's the or a downhiller. That's the only like real risk it play with those. I did not see that coming. I lost enough distance from the shot shape. Okay. I thought with the wind that was gonna carry no problem, but I was wrong. We get 70% off of this. 50 something yards. It's 140. I just don't think I could get the 7 there. I'm gonna have to take the risk with the 6 and just hope that we don't fly the green. I hit a... Whoa. Look how far left that was gonna go. I hit the ball to the right and mega slow, and I ended up 7 yards left of the hole. What in the world? Okay. I would call that not giving enough respect to it. I would call that not giving enough respect to it. I think I overhit that, question mark? Yeah, getting beat on some of the putt reads here. We've been getting some like flatter parts or more breaking parts in different sections and just not really being able to consistently sink. But some of it is also just fully on me for being out of position, so. One thing to get mad about missing some, like, you know, 8 to 15 foot putts. Like, if I'm missing 30, 40 foot putts, then, like, I messed up other places. Sorry for my stones, Deuce. Is the unit good, or what are you getting at? I got 400. I'm sitting on a little stash. The 6-iron's gonna roll. I don't know how to sit this. WWDC. I think I pulled one of each though, so I'm not like... It's just for dupes, so I might be able to just do a couple and bail. Gosh darn it, man. This, like... I get a slightly better lie there. The wind... This is like a stretch shot, and I hate it, but... I don't like the 6-iron here. Slow is so bad, though. Slow is so bad. Yeah, just we've had some less than ideal inputs and spots for putting. We play out here. It should break enough to not break to the right, right? Hopefully. Keeps going left. Don't go right. Keep going. Did I really not put enough power on that? Wow. So one time we actually get the read down. Don't hit it with enough power. Yeah, just not deserving of any scoring. Now we can go for this. We can go for this. I think more than likely we end up just like somewhere pretty long. And maybe to the right, but that's honestly okay. A little fast. Oh, I underhit it. I'm just now seeing that. Since when does the driver do that? Pop up and stop? Like, what? What was that? Alright, so we need to land it somewhere into here. It's uphill just a touch. You're on the 80% lie out at like 20, so probably want to be somewhere this way. Hey, what's going on, Scotty? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in. Kurtzky, welcome back. Scotty, how did your plat rounds go? That's been the input, though, hasn't it? Like, just not committed enough on some of these swings and leaving ourselves with the case of the slows. Okay, still good to come out of there with the bird. Just, it's drivable. Like, again, like, we're losing the eagle chances. 15-8, 23 through 2. Solid. Yeah, I was obviously hoping to get towards, like, that 15 mark if I could, but missed opportunities early. We've had some rough inputs. Still at 9 under. It's just, hopefully we can rally back with something bigger in the second round to kind of counteract. I think I should be able to shoot this gap. And leave ourselves in an okay position. I didn't really look at the yardage. I just didn't like where the driver put us, so unfortunately it does mean that we've got a tougher shot in. And like 5-iron's gonna want to roll. I don't know how to get cute with this one. We're gonna be out too far to that hill. It's gonna come back down, isn't it? That's just my luck. Although wind played a little bit more, so I mean, it was the 5-iron was the play. Yeah, it's just kind of, this has just been the tale, is some trickier drives, get ourselves into not the greatest spot, and then, you know, you leave yourself 30-foot plus putts all the time. It's really hard to sink them. Like, really, really hard to sink them. But it's been like an odd battle, too. Like, you know, we've had a few holes where misreads on the green, then you have a few holes that, like, I'm not getting it to the hole, or I blew it 8-foot past, so all of that starts to mess with you a little bit. 12 to 13 on the wind here. The whole fact of the matter here is that it's downhill. So this wind is gonna play more back in, isn't it? These are some pretty high medium winds, by the way. Just saying, when the winds are peaking at 13 on medium, it's a bit out of the ordinary. I want to play some D-loft on this. I'm okay if this goes a little long. Because I'm... Oh, man, hit it slow. Genuinely concerned about being short. Yeah, D-loft was the play because we hit it slow and we still... able to get it up there. Good. Good. All right, get it to double digit. Double digit. I have to be happy with double digits. I know it's off the pace. It's not like the crazy good, but I think for this week, if we can get at least into the 40s, that's a solid week. If we're really striking the ball well and seeing the greens well, yeah, that's when we can push closer to 50. You've run the numbers and the D-loft checks out? Thank you. Speaking of running the numbers, wife and I just watched Oppenheimer last night. Fantastic movie. I was fully engaged from start to finish for 3 hours. That's impressive. Still haven't gotten around to it. It just came to Peacock on Friday. Just came to Peacock on Friday, so we watched it last night. Fell asleep after an hour and a half. Oh, my wife and I were we were locked in. It's so good. It's just a really, really well-made movie. Hey, what's going on, Dave? You saw it twice in theaters. We didn't go. We've got a kid, so getting out to the theaters is real tough. But yeah, we were it was on, I had a reminder in my phone, it comes out today on Peacock. It was on our list. Just tired. Hey, what's going on, Wizard? You watched it on Saturday? It was very, very good. All right, so we've got... Let's try and see how we can work this one out, because I feel like this 4-iron is going to come up well short, but it's where does that come out? So 213, 211, you've got 10 miles an hour of wind uphill, so maybe 8, so let's say 205. 4-iron here, and then the uphill putt. I think you have to try and get this on the ground and going. Because trying to loft this hybrid up, 235, 233, 220s, if I full loft it, then this maybe comes close, but also balloons and runs out of legs. I just feel like the 4-iron is the safer, smarter play. It's a longer putt, but you gotta hope that it's a straighter uphill putt. I feel like there's potentially too much variance on the 3 hybrid, but now we hit it. You've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. Hit it slow and underpowered, and we've put ourselves in the bunker. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to execute the shot, right? Certainly something that is maybe a little bit lacking for me on that. I want to land it here, 6. All right, swing with confidence. Short though. Just came out low roll. Just came out complete low roll. And I've been hitting some of those well long, so what turned into a hole that we should have been laying ourselves into position, missed inputs, and big save. Okay, so we stay at 10. We struggled more so on the back nine, but on the bright side, a lot of that is input driven. Bunch of slows. But 10 under should be pretty solid. I mean, it's tied for 29th. I know there's some scoring up at the top. It should be, like, fairly solidly mid-pack. So, right now, tied for 46 out of 75 people. It's okay, but we know where the issues are. So onward to round 2 tomorrow, and we go from there.